Today we're here with John. I'm going to be working on his forehand in terms of developing technique. Okay, I'd like to see a little bit more spacing. Come forward.
I was really happy with how early John was preparing his racket, upper body and footwork on his forehand side, with a really good first step and unit turn. The goal in today's session is to achieve more of a consistent contact point when hitting, as John sometimes gets a little bit close to the ball at times. I was keen to introduce more space between himself and the racket head in preparation, whilst maintaining the space on the ball when hitting.
So when you prepare, I don't like to see it to come in so close.
Okay, so
All right, so you want, the reason why is if you prepare in close, you're going to be really close in on the ball here.
yeah. So take out further.
Out further in preparation, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps if you kind of just put your arms further out from your body, and then you can then just go into that position and keep it there. Yeah.
Further out.
Yeah. All right, let's see where we go. Yeah. Much better. Keep the spacing.
You can see that John is still a little too close to the ball. When John has more space on the ball, it really does enable him to swing more freely, generate more pace and accuracy on his shots.
More spacing, that's it. Nice, that's so much better. Keep it out there. Good.
Too close.
Yep. One more. Well done. So that's looking a lot better now with preparation. It's so much better when you start out here like this and the racket comes around like this. So now what I'd like to see is the preparation is a lot better and you're coming around here and the racket's up nicely. But now I'd like you to see it be a lot more.
Wait, let's just stop there a moment. The racket head was still too close to the body at this stage, but with that said, John was improving as the session went on. With some more time spent practicing, I'm sure it won't be long before he starts to get it dialed in.
More balanced when you're hitting. So I want to see a wider base, either in a semi-open stance like this, okay, or in a neutral stance like this. And that wide base needs to start from the beginning. So you have a wide base like this. Maybe you can put the racket down on the ground as an idea. That will get that position. And then the racket is further away from your body here. If you prepare well like this, with your wider base and your racket away from your body, when you go through the process of moving to the ball with that right high racket head, you'll have that better foundation. All right, and you're going to keep it. So let's just see what you practice that. Great step forwards. Good weight transfer. Yep.
The forehand was now starting to improve. You can see how much more spacing he has on the ball when hitting, along with more of a consistent contact point. There was also an increase in acceleration through the ball, which was allowing John to generate more topspin on his shots, which was great to see.
That nice base. So we're going to work on moving in on a short ball. Great work on the back of the court with the technique. We're still going to enforce the, the preparation being higher up.
We decided to go with a neutral stance when moving up to short balls. John can hit semi-open and open stance forehands with good upper body and shoulder rotation. However, he was struggling to transfer his weight forwards, particularly when going down the line. We decided to go with a neutral stance as it was a lot more natural for him to transfer his weight forwards and easier for him to change direction with his shots in terms of ball placement.
Preparation here, and we're still going to look at being in that semi-open stance and having looseness with the wrist. But when you come in, you can hit from a semi-open stance on short balls, but it's a lot more difficult to get weight transfer forwards. So earlier on when we were practicing it on the other court, you know, it was a bit difficult for you to get that weight transfer. So that you can get a little bit more weight transfer there, okay? And then you're going to bring that back foot through and then move into the service boxes like that. So I really like the way you're trying to get forwards, but what we need to do is isolate it a little bit so that you're more on balance when you're going forwards.
Almost keeping stable.
So when you're there, it's sort of like you're moving through the ball like this.
Stop first, almost.
Yeah.
The weight transfer forwards and transitioning to the net was much better in a neutral stance. Although I was keen to see John generate a little bit more stability when hitting, as he was rushing through the shots at this stage.
Moment.
Yeah, so you need to get there. You need to be on balance with your weight over the front foot through contact there. And then when the ball crosses over the net is when you can start moving, let's say. So we go from there, we're into that position. We've got that weight transfer over the front foot. We hold the position, the ball crosses over the net, and then you go. That right foot, when you come in, on the right foot. You're on the right foot, well done. That was better.
Yeah.
Much better. Got to the high contact there. Let's try 4 more. Best one so far. Good work. Made it.
Bit more margin.
It's not too bad when your ball's high up because you can go down on it. But these lower balls, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to, when you get on balance...
We need to improve the contact point on low to mid-court balls by practicing to get to the top of the bounce when coming forwards.
I'd like the ball not to fade too much.
Yeah.
I like you to get to the top of the bounce. Because when it fades down that low, it's really difficult to get it out the ground.
Okay, if I've got to stop them.
Yeah. So try and get to the top of the bounce there. On a ball that's really high, when that goes up high, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because you're just playing it up there and you're really good at those ones. It's just when the ball drops really low down here, that's when it's really difficult to get out the shoelaces. So let's get to the top of the bounce on the low balls. Ooh. Move back.
John was really good at making contact with the ball really high up in the practice earlier on in the session. So it was great to work on that low ball just to build that kind of quality moving up to low and high balls.
It's come about a foot inside the baseline now. That's it. So get to the top of the bounce. Well done. That's so much better. That only faded like that much.
Yeah.
Much better. Again.
It was great to dive deeper into John's forehand session here today and to see the progress on his contact point and movement up to short balls. Next time, I'd like to revisit the preparation on the forehand side, along with focusing more time on his footwork to, around and from the ball. As always, stay tuned for more coaching content coming your way.